Hey marketers, it's Philippe from Florida Costume Merch. We just did a video on bottle openers. I'm not sure it's going to render as well in a podcast, but we're going to try anyway. So we went to a trade show, and as we often do, because this is the best way that we find out about new items and get new ideas for all of you to help you stand out with the costume merch and make your business more successful. So anyway, so we went to a trade show. I'm going to grab this microphone here. I think we're going to be better. We went to a trade show, and we noticed some really interesting bottle openers. And we'd love to, send you samples if you wish. But this one here, this particular one here, you can't see it. Maybe we'll follow the link on the podcast. Is shaped like a surfboard, and under the surfboard there is like a little hook, which looks like fins. The fins of the surfboard. But it's actually shaped so that it can open a bottle. And there's another one that's another bottle type opener who is made like a bottle cap. Beautiful print area, full color print, which is what really you want, which I think will look the best. And the important thing about the print area is sometimes you'll see items that you want to print on, and it looks like you can print some, 20 pages on them. But in the end, the print area is going to be much smaller than expected. And you really want to watch out for that, because if all you do is get a proof or a picture of what it might look like before the item is printed online, you may look at it and maybe expand it on your screen and think it's going to look just like it is on the screen. But very often we've actually ordered printed samples with a company with our customer's logo on there and messages. And we're glad we did, because the print was too small. So anyway, going back to the bottle opener, beautiful, full color, looks beautiful, looks amazing. Considering the size of this bottle cap, you think you have no room for really anything legible to print on there. But because they're using the entire cap, it's actually bigger than some even larger items we've seen. The other one we mentioned was a really solid magnetic bottle opener. Very beautiful, very, very strong. And that is one of the things that you want to look for. You want to make sure that the item is not going to fall apart or bend or just be damaged in some ways very quickly, because then it'll do two things that will go against you possibly. One is the item was getting thrown out, which means that's it. Your branding is now in the garbage and will not be noticed and remembered anymore. And the other one, it may give the potential customer or even the customer a bad taste about your company and how you're sending them items that are really just not quality, and may take away from the quality of your own company and not send the right message. So you want to make sure that you give out nice items. Now, these are not the cheapest by far on some of them. But again, as I always say, you get what you pay for. But even worse than that, you get what you pay for. You get bad response for what you paid for, and that's very costly. So, and I hope that makes sense to you. So you want to make sure that whatever money you spend, it's going to go a long way, and that's the job that it's supposed to do. And talking about the job that it's supposed to do when it comes to any item, even bottle openers. We just picked up this one here. This one has a strap. It's very classy looking. Usually those smaller bottle opener with the ring and the strap, the smaller ones usually have a print area that is so small, there's no room to do anything. But here, because they maximize the whole area that's open for printing, it's actually, they did a very good job. You can actually see the print and the message is clear. The quality is really good, again, which is really what you want. Okay, you don't want to send out items that are real low quality. They're not going to translate and send your customers, your prospect, even your employees, if you're giving it as gift, is not going to send the message of a quality company to all these people. So the other thing you have to think about, and I was just trying to remember here, I was speaking to you because I think it's very important, is asking questions. You want to make sure that even in the simplest marketing, I mean, okay, fine. If you're ordering, $50 worth of items and you don't care, then we're not for you actually. So it's fine. Okay. But if you're going to really want to do a good marketing campaign, something of quality, something that is going to be part of your greater campaign, something that's going to get you best possible results, you want to ask questions. You want to make sure you want to ask questions from someone who's interested in thinking about your company, what kind of company you are, who is your target market, the location even of your target. Is it? I mean, like if they're in the south or where it's hot, at the time when it's really hot, or are they in the north when it's at the time when it's very cold? All those things has to be sometimes considered and thought about in all your efforts, just to make sure that you maximize your dollar and get the best possible results. How big is your market? Are you giving out items as one at a time, which we can do because you have high-end clients and you want to impress them? Is it more of a mass mailing, or maybe a mass distribution? In which case, maybe a smaller item, something you can mail, but not a piece of garbage. Something that's really going to make an impression, a good impression. Some people are going to want to use and of course going to get a good feel for your company and going to follow up after they receive the item. Are you dropping it off? Is it part of a bigger package and so on? So lots of questions, and you're the ones with all the questions. And then as you ask us questions, we're going to ask you questions and back and forth. A bit. It doesn't have to be, overextensive, but it's very important that we do it right. So as far as, again, going back to the bottle openers, it's a simple item. It can really make a big impact. It can really get your name out there, if it's used on a continuous basis, and if it's the right market and so on, the right people. We also mentioned one that was made of pewter. We first saw it and we thought, wow, this is really ugly. But again, it may be ugly to us, but maybe the market you're going after is going to look at it and think different. And this is just not for us, but it could be for a market for the type of people that you're marketing to, and they may enjoy this real simple pressed pewter bottle opener. It's actually well made. It's very solid. It's very nice. And we try to use those things here so that we see how long they last, if they crack, if they open, if the branding erases, falls off, peels off, or whatever. So anyway, so we hope this was very helpful to you. You cannot really see the bottle openers, the costume branded bottle openers here on the podcast. But we're going to supply a link, so if you want to go to the video and take a look at it. Number here is 386-400-2666. We be happy to help you out with costume branded bottle openers or any other item. We have a lot of choices here. And again, it'll be depending upon what you're trying to accomplish. Again, 386-400-2666. You can call us or you can go to the bottom of the podcast and just follow the link and send us a message. Okay? Be well, and I'm wishing you great success. Thank you for listening to the podcast. There should be a button on this podcast where you can share your thoughts with us. We'd be happy to hear from you. And of course, we'll respond very quickly. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Success in all you do.